Good morning, breathers, and welcome to your Tuesday morning breath.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Ahoy.
And look who's here.
Look who's back.
Ahoy.
Ahoy.
And I know you were here not last week, but the week before when I was gone, but it's been a long time since you and I have been sitting here together. So
left side, strong side.
Strong side. There you go.
Right.
There you go. We have John the Voice sitting with us today. And we also have Miss Rachel came back again today. I didn't scare her off yesterday.
Ahoy.
Ahoy, Rachel. And Rachel gets to be the first one to comment because we get the advantage that we get to see the clock start when the timer starts. So Rachel gets on right away and ahoys everybody in the comments.
I do.
Yes.
Just right away. So you had the inside track and got in there first.
I did.
Sometimes that's a competition.
Well, when we're talking, I have to do it on breaks.
Yeah, true. So you got it. You got it
Yeah.
today. Jeff's in here too. Ahoy, Jeff. Ahoy, everybody. And ahoy, SPP.
Ahoy, Matt. Boss man, Matt.
Yes. Yeah, that's better. Yesterday you called me Skipper and I could not take the mantle. I couldn't do it. It's just too
Not
much.
even a hat, nothing.
It's too much pressure.
I know. We'll set this in. Here we go.
It's like that.
In honor of Tim.
It's like those commercials. In the arms of an angel.
Yeah, exactly.
The hat.
Well, I'm not sure we go that far, but
Nope. It's symbolic. Very symbolic.
But as you know, Tim is gone this week. He'll be back on Friday, I believe. So we will muddle through without our skipper for a few more days anyway. So. And while we're here to get this going, the Southeast Iowa Video Network is powered by our friends Casey and all the gang at KCTC.
Thank you,
Thank you, Casey. And we are powered up this morning by Hy-Vee, Hy-Fee, and Hy-Vee Fast and Fresh in Washington, Mount Pleasant, Fairfield.
Thank you, Willie.
Thank you, Willie.
Really?
So, all right, John, I haven't seen you forever. What's going on, man?
Well, we were talking before we started. Basketball's finishing up, so you got states going on tournament right now and everything, but did our last games here at the end of the week, so my evenings get a little quieter, which is nice. There was a stretch there where it was pretty brutal.
Yeah, well, not to interject, but I'm going to interject. So yesterday at the girls' state basketball tournament, at halftime of the night game, Esterville and Cherokee,
Yes.
I think, there's a ventilation problem in one of the concession stands, so they evacuated Wells Fargo.
What?
Yes.
For like 20
fire
minutes or
alarms went
30
off.
minutes or something.
Yeah, like the sprinkler system went off.
Right.
Alarms went off, yeah.
But could you imagine playing in its first round, but it's still state tournament, and at halftime you have to go outside. I mean, the teams go inside, they evacuate the entire building.
Yeah.
And so they had to.
Oh, that would be horrible.
Yeah.
And I always cycle through that by like putting myself in different shoes of different people. So like, first of all, like the players, right?
Yeah.
You're in the game, especially if you're, I don't know who was winning. I didn't let
Esterville was and did.
Yeah, but it's like you think about that, and then you think about like the parents, and then like last, I think coaches, but then officials too as well. I'm just like, there's nothing in the book for this, whatever it is. Like
right.
there's different, like how do you handle different things? So it's always wild when you have extracurricular things that pop into the
It's
games
just
and stuff.
My thought was, and last night wasn't too terribly bad, but I mean it's still 1st of March, right? And you got these kids in the locker room. I don't know if they grabbed coats or whatever, but at least the fans in the stands had their jackets with them, presumably, and go outside. But these kids are wearing shorts and tank tops and standing around outside for 30 minutes.
I hope they have that solution fixed or issue fixed.
Yeah,
because they're about to be real.
Tonight, it's supposed to get nasty.
I said they're about to get real busy too for the next year.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Well, it turns out I don't think it was anything. It's a false alarm. But anyway, interjected there. Sorry.
no. That's kind of what we do on the show.
kind of
and I'm
our
pretty
thing.
sure that's
Kind
what
of
we do
our
every time
thing.
you're trying to get us set for the day. Is we purposely interject to derail everything.
Exactly.
But no, things are good there. Got some music stuff coming up here. The Washington Veteran Foundation, the pub crawl coming up, like not this weekend, but the following weekend.
Yep.
Going to be playing in that with my buddy Kyle Keith from 9 to midnight. So
Nice. What venue are you going to be in?
Oh, the very classy Wagon Wheel, as is our go-to. It's usually where everybody ends up on that night, right? Like all the different locations and bars that have music and different events and things, so it's a great time for people to go around. But for whatever reason, at that kind of between 10, 11 o'clock to midnight, 1 hour, everybody just kind of gravitates there. It's like a homing beacon bat signal gets sent out.
Right.
And so it's fun to be there. Also, this weekend there's a fundraiser for St. James here in town, Dueling Pianos. At Casey Hall on Saturday night, which is going to be pretty fun.
Have you gone to Dueling Pianos before?
Oh yeah, like I love Dueling Pianos.
Good performers, whatever you want to call them, that's so much fun.
Yeah.
They have a great time.
Definitely.
Now, having it at KC Hall is a little different than having it at a bar.
Well, sure.
They have a bar.
Yeah.
They'll have bars set up.
Yeah.
Well, I've been to some pretty raunchy dueling piano ones where they just go to town. I'm not sure that's the crowd they're going to get. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe put enough alcohol in them,
Maybe I'm wrong.
These Catholics, I'm telling you, it's a joke. It's a joke. Don't come at me out there. All right. But yeah, no, it'll be. I'm planning on attending. A friend of mine had a seat at his table. I'll open. He's like, "You want to come?" I said, "Yeah, I said, absolutely. I want to be there." So it'll be a good time.
Yeah, dueling pianos are fun, a lot of fun.
Yeah, good fundraising opportunity, and then it'll just be a good time. So
great. All right, what's going on with you, Rachel?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay,
I'm just here.
I'm not sure. I'm just here.
All right. Well, hey, we had a barn moving in Washington last week, right?
Did we? I had no idea.
Yeah. It's kind of big news. Everybody was talking about it, front page of the paper, the whole thing, right? Because we moved a barn. And I saw it somewhere on Facebook, I think Sam Myers posted it, but it had a picture of a little video of the barn going down the highway, and it just said, most Iowa thing ever.
Oh, yeah. Like, you live in Iowa. Like, random, was it Tuesday afternoon or whatever day it was that was moving? There's this barn going down the road.
Yeah.
And, of course, these kind of things, it always brings out, anytime, you've heard it say, if you do nothing, say nothing, and stand for nothing, speak for nothing, like that's the only way people can like leave you alone or like not say anything negative. But like it's always funny to see like what the reactions like. Oh, this is great! Like we're preserving historic buildings, and I'm like, that's nice, whatever else. And everyone's like, why are we spending $300,000 to move a barn? Like, what are we doing? I mean, there's all kinds, and everywhere in between.
Even Mike Zaz, who was a key contributor in getting this moved to the Kelowna Village, he goes, this is not necessarily a historic barn. It is a typical barn used in the time frame, and it's a great thing. And he was all before it. He was not saying anything bad about it, but he's like, this particular barn has no real history to it.
I'm surprised he didn't find a cemetery under the barn. As that's his thing. Like, hey, but did you know there was a cemetery here? I'm like, nope, I didn't want to know, Mike, but thank you.
But now we know. So anyway, but that reminded me of this. So my stepdad called me up last night, and he sometimes listens in on the show as my mom's watching, and he goes, "You got to hear this story." So he lives in Unionville, Missouri, which is just 10 miles south of Missouri or Iowa border. So it's a couple hours from here. But anyway, in Unionville, Missouri, there's a pretty sizable Amish population around the area, but they needed to move a barn. Somebody on an Amish, so they.
Oh, I know where this is going.
Yeah, so they needed to move a barn, so they put the call out to the Amish communities all over.
Jebediah.
I think I saw a video of this.
Yeah, well, I don't know if there's video. I saw a picture of it, but the call was put out February 7th, and an estimated 250 Amish men answered the call.
I'm pretty sure every Jebediah and Jacob in the tri-state area showed up for that one.
And
like
they were
100%.
just moving. They were just moving the barn from one side of the property to the other. The one out here went 17 miles. Or
Did they just put like the 2x4s through it and pick it up off the ground?
They
Is this their normal
250 guys?
That's awesome.
Built a frame around the barn and just picked it up and moved it. And they thought it was going to take a couple hours, and it literally took minutes.
I think one of the best videos I've ever seen on the internet is something like that, with a conglomerate of Amish guys moving a barn, and it was dubbed over with the theme song of Rocky, like da da da. Right. They were like just moving forward, like at breakneck speed. It was awesome.
It was a 48-foot by 72-foot barn, and now the picture looked like it was more of a Morton building shed, which
I was gonna say a machine shed.
Yeah,
I think I saw that one too.
But still, they just came, picked it up.
Have you ever been to an Amish barn raising before?
No, but I've seen on TV.
It's one of the coolest things. Seriously, I remember I went to one when I was a kid, and I was just like,
they throw that up pretty fast, don't they?
Yeah,
and just kind of
real fast.
Yeah,
real fast.
Yeah, no trucks. They no power tools, no nothing. You
just handle it.
Handle it. Just do it. So
I remember thinking during COVID, I'm like, if this thing goes to heck, right? And we're
all going to be Amish.
Well, the thing is, they're going to have such a head start. They're going to be just sitting back laughing at people like,
they probably already are.
They probably do already, right?
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Granted, I mean, I told you about the time I got flipped off by a buggy years and years and years ago up near Kelowna. I consider that one of the greatest, social experiment feats of my entire life. I'm kidding, by the way. But like, we were going by, and I was not paying attention, and I was probably a little close, and there was water, and the water splashed up in the air. and went onto the side of the buggy
Right, as you were passing
as we were passing it, and it was in an enclosed, it was an enclosed buggy, and this arm just shot out the window. Like I couldn't see
No
what it was,
kidding.
but this arm shot out the window, and there was a middle finger extended, and I was like, "What? I was like, I don't know whether to laugh or to be offended or be proud. I'm not sure."
That
But
seems to not be very godly.
no, it didn't. But it happened. So.
Well, how old were you? I mean, you were.
Nah, I was probably 19. I was home from college. So
All right. Well, you were in a religious college and the whole works. So I mean,
yeah,
between
first time I'd ever seen that
between
signal in my life.
Exactly, between the Baptists and the Amish going at it on the highway.
That would be a war. I'm not sure. I think. Well, anyway, we won't go there.
No,
but yeah.
we're probably getting.
I'll probably get me in
we're
trouble.
off track there.
All right, sorry.
Do you want to weigh in on that, Rachel?
I'm going to guess they have all types of people in their community, just like we do.
Absolutely.
I'm sure that's
So-
true. I'm sure that's true.
Not that everyone does that, John, when you pass them on the
No,
highway.
not that
but
everyone does. No,
There's going to
no.
be that one hothead.
If you pass me in splash water, I mean, I'm flipping you off, and I have no regrets about it.
Hey, something. Speaking of sitting and splashing water, something I want to do before I die. I saw a video of a guy or a few guys sitting on the side of the road after a huge rain in lawn chairs. They had a cooler with like a cooler full of beverages, whatever it is in there, and they had a huge sign like placed like about 100, like probably 50 yards up in front of them. It says, "Please splash us." And they were sitting there in swimming trunks and lawn chairs next to these huge puddles by this highway, and cars would go by and hit the puddles and just splash them there.
Just cover the beer.
That is, though, my cringe. When you're driving down the 4 lanes and there's some puddles and there will be people walking on sidewalks. That's my cringe to hope to never do that to someone.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they got it coming. You don't know.
Maybe the universe is helping you delve out some serious karma.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
exactly.
they did it to someone and now it's just their turn.
That could be, but
Like if you see me, you'll know that it's my turn, so you can just feel free to
You
just,
can just
plow
go
through the
ahead.
water and it'll be fine.
You can go out of your way to hit
Yes,
the puddle
actually.
if you see John walking down the
100%.
side of the road.
SPP, have you ever been splashed by water while walking in college? No?
I've not.
Ever
I've
dished
seen it
up?
happen though.
Have you
Have you?
laughed at someone that has
Yes.
in a video?
So I'm also next in line.
Exactly. So we got a few other people joining us. Denise is here. Cindy's here. Paul is here. Ahoy to you all. My mom is here. They're back in Missouri, speaking of Unionville. They live in Unionville, and they're back from Florida just in time for the blizzard that's going to hit tomorrow.
Oof.
Oh, I know.
There's high winds, the whole thing. So there you go.
I'm going to try to drive as little as possible tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, in your Jeep?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a pretty high-profile vehicle.
It's
And plus, it probably leaks wind pretty bad.
Oh, when it gets really windy, I've done what I can to mitigate it, but it's an exciting ride.
Yeah,
for
it
sure.
is.
Not meant for just gentle conversation going down the highway at that point in time.
No, I'm
Yeah,
sure
so-
not. I'm sure
What?
not.
I'll tell you this though, my son, who asked more questions than like any collective of 9 kids combined, it does make our car rides a little bit quieter sometimes, which
Yeah,
some
right.
days can be okay. Like,
Yeah,
it's fine.
Just take in the moment. We're driving in the Jeep. It's all good.
Yeah,
It's all good.
We're just riding,
So-
and getting blown about.
So I saw this story too. Price of eggs. Everybody's talking about the price of eggs.
Oh boy.
This is in New York, and I gave Peter a link. I don't know if you can pull it up, Peter. But Delmonico's Royal Eggs Benedict in New York City. Yeah, keep going. Anyway, we're all just sitting here watching this.
Eggs are the most, ew.
Well, so here, get this. The Royals Eggs
Oh,
Benedict.
there it is on that
A
one.
formerly off the menu item that was recently promoted as part of a trend to upgrade a humble egg from a tried kitchen staple to something worthy of fine dining standout. Selling for $52.
It does have lobster.
Yeah, so
Oh.
$52. It's
Oh.
Eye Poppy's price tag gets you their classic Benedict topped with
Was it-
luscious butter poached lobster and glistening caviar. Ostera? I don't know my caviar. It's not enough. They also throw on some black truffle for good measure. It's all served in in-house sourdough brioche. So $52 for that. And I got to tell you, I wouldn't pay it, but I thought it'd be more than that, especially in New York.
Well, and the caviar. I mean,
Yeah.
take everything off of that except for the lobster and the sourdough, and we're good.
Have you seen You've Got Mail with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan? It's like a
Long,
movie
long time ago, yeah.
Where they're in the like basically they're in this like reception for a party, and he's like basically taking the caviar from around
I've done that.
and just like scooping it all up and like putting it on his place. And Meg Ryan's like, "What are you doing?
That's-
That caviar
that-
is a garnish." And he
That
looks at
is
her like,
beautiful.
It is
And
a
then
great
just-
looking building.
Just keep going with
Just
it.
keep
Is that
going
the
with it. It is-
triangle? building?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Been there.
That is so beautiful.
Well, you can go and get $52 eggs Benedict.
That is a dish I've never ate.
Really?
I only eat scrambled eggs, and I'm grossed out by the eggs being in the sauce.
Really?
Miss, like, literally seen everything in a barn every
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
and that grosses you out. That shocks me. Wow.
Yeah, I can only eat scrambled eggs or omelets.
Huh.
So
Don't know what you're missing.
You've had
Yes,
it. Yeah.
yes.
So have I. Not a lot, but I've had it. And
Shameless
it's good.
plug for Cafe Dodici's brunch
Yes.
with their eggs Benedict and bottomless mimosas.
Yes.
Hey-o, let's
Yep.
go.
It's,
All right.
It's pretty good.
I mean, I would eat their chocolate croissant.
That's
is
delicious
one of
as
my
well.
favorites.
So, but anyway, $52 for that. But I would have actually thought it would have been more than that. So,
I'm kind of surprised it wasn't either.
Yeah. You need to comment on, actually, this seems pretty reasonable. Well, I don't know, what's your point?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Coming from a bunch of people sitting in Iowa that
Yeah,
are
in
never going to come
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
I mean, I would not pay it either way. But,
Yeah.
you know, there you go. So, all right.
That,
Peter.
that
Nope,
brings
yep.
that. Sorry,
No, you're good.
are we going to break?
Yeah, you're
Sorry.
good.
I was just going to say that brings up a question maybe for after the break. One of our listeners, what's the most money you would pay for a meal, and what would the meal be?
Oh, good question.
Oh, that's a good
Good
question.
question. All right.
Just let
Ponder that.
marinate for a little bit.
Ponder that.
See
Peter
what I
takes
did
a
there?
break, and we'll come back and see if we can dive into that question.
Introducing Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every meal is a delight. Start your day with our mouthwatering breakfast options and savor flavorful lunches with friends and family. Cap off your day with our delectable dinners. Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every moment is delicious.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics, providing quality health care that puts you first. Whether during a hospital stay, seeing a primary care provider for wellness exams or sick visits, minor surgery to a total joint replacement, or recovering from an injury, we're here when you need us.
More than you expect for your health care. Washington County Hospital and Clinics.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections. Like how we connect you to that dream vacation with a savings account designed to help get you on the flight there. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
Ahoy, morning breathers, and welcome back. And right before we went to break, John posed a deep thinker question, or maybe it's not so.
It's a
deep
delicious
thinker.
question.
It's a delicious question. He posed a delicious question. How much? Do it again. I forget the
Now
word.
I have to remember. No, it's how much would you pay, like, for a meal, and what would that meal be?
Your favorite meal.
Yeah, like your favorite meal. Yeah, what would that be? Because there's all kinds of versions of, like, people's favorite types of meals.
Yes, and I probably have several. Kind of depends on what mood you're in, right? But,
Yeah.
But anyway, Rachel, you want to go ahead?
Oh my goodness, steak in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
I've had that before. It's so good.
So unpack this a little more. Why Chicago?
I don't know. Probably because it was a very fancy restaurant. And
What was the restaurant?
I can't
Is it
remember.
RPM?
I can't remember, but they were known for their steak, and they brought. It was almost like family style, but not. So they brought you steak and then sides. Mm-hmm. It was delicious. It was steak that had been, I think, cooked in butter,
Yep.
and so yeah.
Hold on. Who doesn't cook their steak
Exactly.
in butter?
That's
Hold
right.
on.
That's how you cook steak.
What? Okay. Yeah, that's a whole nother deal. I'm sorry.
It was
I'm sidebarring
probably
this
a
for you,
mix
but-
of the atmosphere and the hospitality and the way that you were treated, and it was so good.
See,
It's probably been 10 years ago though.
That's good.
Yeah.
See, I feel like I'm transporting there. It's like you tie together someone's emotion, their logic, and their culinary taste buds, and you have a winning trifecta there.
Yeah.
And I feel like even 10 years ago it was like $60 or $80 a person, but it was worth it. So I don't even know how much it was.
So that's
is it Delmonico?
Delmonico's is what was
That's
in
what we were
New
just
York.
looking at.
No. So yeah, wrong. I'll have to look it up on my phone.
But that's a 2-part question. How much would you pay for it? So 10 years ago, $60 or $80, and I have a similar story. It probably costs $150 now.
Probably, and I'd pay it.
And you'd pay it, right?
I'd do it.
Yeah, I mean, I remember, well, when I was young and broke, you'd go out to eat, and if you had to spend $30, it's like, oh my God.
Right.
Now, if I walk out there less than 100, no matter where you go.
I guess a good deal.
Yeah, it's like, all right. You start throwing drinks on there and everything else, and all of a sudden it's a $100 bill before you walk out the door.
Exactly.
How about you, John?
Man, there's a lot of great options here. I'm sensing a big theme with steak, lobster, steak, shrimp.
We really like our steak.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you could do the steak and lobster. You could do the steak and like the crab meat. So like fresh crab. So like I didn't. So my ex-wife, her parents were from the Seattle Tacoma area.
Okay.
So I moved out there for a little while, like after college, and I'd never truly had fresh seafood before, like actual legit seafood. And the first time I had like steak and lobster, and then like steak and like this king crab that was like basically as it served as like a garnish over the top of the steak. Oh my God! Like that was pretty unbelievable. I'd have to put this in a few different categories. Like, yes, I love the steak, and that's probably like my first choice. But like certain sides, there's I like a good asparagus, which is weird, but I love a baked. There's like either baked potato or mashed potato, like one of those two things. Yep. That would be delicious. And then I'm going to say this right now. My mother's peach cream homemade pie. Yeah. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you're from. I'm going to tell you right now, this pie is life changing. And someday I'll have her make some, and I'll bring it in for you. Or actually, I'll just make some. I can do that too as well. Because I think I brought some.
You brought something.
Some different before. I'm trying to remember which pie it was now.
But it was good.
Yeah, it's that's a huge win. But I think if I had to have like a favorite last, I love good bacon and eggs with blueberry pancakes.
Yeah.
I am a sucker for blueberry pancakes.
So I know you can do all that at home, but if you had to go out to the restaurant for good blueberry pancakes, how much would you pay for it?
Oh God! So the Bluebird Diner up in Iowa City, not the one like north of there, but the one downtown. That's the one right next to the hospital. Well, it was Old Mercy, now it's owned by the U. But they have great blueberry pancakes there, and they also have an amazing French toast. Their French toast there is off the charts, so it'd be between those two. For one that's I'd pay over $100, like absolutely
for pancakes.
Oh yeah, like for not just the pancakes, but it's all the things.
Yeah, I get
it's the blueberry pancakes, it's bacon, the eggs, and it's like Rachel said, it's the experience of it. And I'm definitely throwing bottomless mimosas into that ensemble too as well.
Throwing drinks in it.
Yes, exactly. We were talking about the whole meal, so it's a conglomerate of things. So
have you ever made yourself some homemade blueberry syrup?
No.
To go with? Oh, it's so easy.
I see, and that's the thing is that I'm weird like that. We had this conversation about syrup before. It was one of your first shows. When I talked about log cabin syrup, we talked about how we changed different ones. I'm weird like this. I like the dish to be like the focus, and then just like a little bit of I like just like a regular syrup. Blueberry syrup, I'm sure would be good, but I like the blueberries in the actual pancakes. But not like a compote. Like I'm not a big compote guy.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, like it's too much. It overpowers the consistency of the dish. It's the same reason why I don't ever have ice cream on my pie. I'm like, I want to taste the pie.
It works.
And I just want that. And if I want like the dairy function to be there,
I'm not 100% sure we can be friends anymore.
I know it's fine. I'll get a glass of.
It's fine. I'm gonna die on this hill.
I will.
I don't really need you anyway.
I want to get a glass of ice cold milk, which is like a substitute.
It kind of is.
It's like having this on the side versus.
I don't drink milk, so there's no way I'd have milk with my pie.
I'm all about the milk.
How about you, Matt? What's your favorite? What would be your meal?
Like I said, I'd go with a good steak, mashed potatoes, probably some garlic mashed.
That's
and asparagus is good, broccoli, a nice vegetable, right? So I'd probably go with that. But sometimes I'm just hungry for lasagna, or you're just hungry for breakfast. Good French toast or something is good. So, but I'd go for a steak. But we were in Vegas a long time ago. And I was for business, and I was with my boss, and he was competing with one of his level of people, and they were just throwing money like crazy, right? And so we went out to this really nice restaurant in Vegas. And I've told this story before, but they ordered appetizers, and it was fresh seafood appetizers. And there were 8 of us at this table. And this thing came out, and it was gorgeous, presented gorgeous. The appetizers were good. I mean, the seafood was really good. They got the bill at the end of the night for the appetizer alone.
Yeah,
$800.
I believe it.
And but anyway, I ordered a filet while I was there, and it's by far the best filet I've ever had. It was phenomenal.
Gosh, you said lasagna, and that got my brain going crazy. So my family's spaghetti sauce, it's like 5 generations deep, right? So my grandmother and great grandmother, so they came from Palermo, like Italy, so they were in Sicily. So it's like this family recipe of this sauce that's been passed down. It's had little minor tweaks, I'm sure, along the way. So I would like to meet like my great grandmother, whoever started this thing,
and get that recipe.
And I just want to eat it. Like I want to have her make it, and I want to taste it and be like, what is this like? From the mother country, if you will.
A good pasta
pay any
is
price
hard
for
to
that
beat, too, just whatever it is. So I don't know.
How about you? SPP.
Ooh, I think I'm going to stay on the same trend of things. 13-ounce ribeye, crab cakes, garlic
Crab
mash,
cakes. Oh, yes.
a glass of red wine.
Oh, there you go.
Ooh,
Have you guys been to the View in Iowa City?
No.
They have crab cakes there,
They do.
and it is beautiful.
Their mac and cheese there is good too.
I have not had that.
So get them to put steak in the mac and cheese.
Wow.
You'll thank me later. It's really good.
All right.
Sound good.
There you go. But some days I just want a good piece of sausage pizza. It just depends on
Sausage,
the day.
all right. Okay.
What would be your
Let's strike 2 for us today in our friendship business. Okay.
Are we going to make it through this, John? I'm not sure.
Left side is no longer the strong side. It is. There's a crack in the armor. All right.
What were you going to say?
What would be your favorite piece of, if you were going to go get a piece of sausage pizza, what would it be or where?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I'm not all that picky, I don't think.
You're not?
No, there's several I like. I guess there's some I don't.
Deep dish or thin crust?
I'm kind of a fan of Pizza Hut pan pizza.
Okay.
I've had Chicago style pizza, which is whether that's pizza or not is debatable. That's more like a meal.
Give me New York style any day over Chicago.
Yeah. I would like. I'm not a big fan of the thin crust. Is that strike 3?
It is definitely strike 3. And we are out of here. It's been a great show. It's been a great time.
Thanks for coming. So, speaking of which, we better take a break, or so we can move on with things. Peter, take us out.
Could feel.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
Attention Hy-Vee shoppers, introducing Hy-Vee Perks, your ticket to exclusive savings and rewards. Access exclusive perks, prices, earn gas discounts, and unlock special deals. All this for free. Join Hy-Vee Perks today and start saving.
Bring the kids, share the memories, celebrate 75 years of traditions at the Midwest Old Threshers Reunion. Relive the magic of steam engines, antique cars, and trucks, tractors, gas engines, and horses. Whether it's your first visit or a cherished tradition, you'll enjoy the delicious foods, the thrill of an Old West shootout, and the excitement of nightly grandstand entertainment. For 75 years, this has been the place where memories are made at the 2025 Midwest Old Threshers Reunion, August 28th through September 1st in Mount Pleasant, Iowa. Visit oldthreshers.com for more details.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you.
Welcome back. We are here on Fat Tuesday. We're going to get set for the day, Matt.
Oh, we got a graphic.
Yes.
Is there like music? Like
there is. Yes, there is music. We can't hear it.
Doggone it.
Music.
If I'd have known, I'd have had my phone pulled up.
Yeah, so there is music. So let's get set for the day. It is Tuesday. It is the 4th day of March. This is episode 263. Temperature right now in Fairfield is 50, Mount Pleasant 49, and Washington 48.
And we still have the heat on in here.
And the heat is cranked.
We're going to need it for tomorrow, I think.
Tomorrow's going to be not so good. Cloudy and rainy today, maybe even a thunderstorm. Then it gets really windy overnight, and tomorrow... overnight tomorrow. High today of 52 and a low of 32. There are blizzard warnings out for a good chunk of Iowa.
So there's a blizzard and a thunderstorm?
Yeah.
Could there be a thundersnow happening?
I don't think here. But
we need that
somewhere.
name. We need your name.
Seems like we need to open the show tomorrow with Thunderstruck and then playing in the background.
There you go.
If you want to pay for that, copyright wise,
I think you can only we can only play like 10 seconds of it.
Oh,
but
well, what do we have to pay for to play the whole thing?
You're gonna have to contact their lawyers.
Yeah, there's a service. There are services out there, and it's like high monthly fees and to get access to copyrighted music.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's not in our budget. I can assure you of that.
We just need another sponsor.
You just need another sponsor. Sponsor our music. $14,000
by AC/DC.
Yes.
Yes.
AC/DC Morning Breath. Sponsored by AC/DC.
Yeah, maybe get them as a sponsor.
Derailment achieved. Sorry, carry on, sir.
Right. Today's headlines from the SoutheastIowaUnion.com. The Jefferson County Sheriff wins appeal against the county attorney. Mount Pleasant Community High School Music Department hits all the right notes with big wins. And the Greater Washington Business Partnership Annual Banquet is set for next week. For these stories and more, go to Southeast Iowa Union.
You're waiting for it.
I'm waiting.
You're waiting for it.
Anything. Go to SoutheastIowaUnion.com or pick up a copy of today's Southeast Iowa Union. On this day in history in 2005, Martha Stewart got released from prison.
Do you wonder if she just ever like whipped up like whole spreads in that prison for the inmates?
Did you watch her documentary on Netflix?
I did.
Never did.
Mind blowing.
Yeah, she did. She made a home for herself in prison.
She did. And the reason why she was put there, I think, is total BS. But you know what?
It was insider trading, right?
And she's like good friends with Snoop Dogg now, as it turns out.
I think she was extremely popular before she went to jail and was very successful. But
she became more relatable to people.
Yeah.
She was a convicted felon, I guess. I don't know that. I'm just saying.
Hit stratospheric proportions after she got out of jail. Smoking pot with Snoop and whatever it takes, right? All right, John. Random joke, random quote, or random fact?
Boy. Random fact.
Random fact.
Yes.
Dalhart, Texas, which is in the far northwestern corner, which is way up in the top in where the Oklahoma Panhandle thing, is geographically closer to 6 other state capitals than it is to Austin, Texas. Santa Fe, New Mexico, Denver, Colorado, Cheyenne, Wyoming, Lincoln, Nebraska, Topeka, Kansas, and Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
Boo, Nebraska. Sorry.
Yes. So you can get to those 6 capital, and in fact, I think they said you can get to Denver, Colorado 3 hours faster than you can get to its own state capital in Texas.
That is nuts.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So there you go. There's your random fact.
I like the random facts.
So, all right. So what's your takeaway?
I've got one. I wrote one down. Oh, Peter, you can go first.
No, you go first, please.
Yeah. Okay. There's nothing in the ref books when you have to evacuate for state basketball games.
I mean, they're probably, well, for sprinkler systems.
Ventilation.
The only reason I know that is because we had a coach literally flatline and die on the sidelines in a game, and then they brought him back to life in a playoff game a few years ago that I refereed, and we were just standing there like, what the hell do we do now?
No kidding.
So we cleared the floor, and it was like an hour breakage in the game, and
Did you clear the gym?
No, we didn't clear the gym. I mean, it was one of those situations where, it was Regina versus Van Buren. It was a girls' playoff game down there years ago. Ben Oberman and I and Donna Mullins were doing the game, and it was during a timeout, and that was third quarter of the game, and this coach who was the assistant coach, his daughter was the head coach. He just went down. It's like turned blue, just went down on the sidelines. And luckily there was a doctor and 2 nurses in the stands. They pulled out the defibrillators. The entire gym was packed full of people, dead silent, and they were literally bouncing this guy off the floor.
Everybody's
with the defibrillators. Yeah, I mean, you could hear his daughter screaming like, "Dad, please come back." I mean, it was a very wild. That's the only reason why I know where you're like,
oh my gosh,
okay, like what do we do like in these kind of situations? So it was pretty wild. Under any circumstance, we would have called the game.
Right.
And it would have been over.
But it was a playoff game.
But it was a playoff game, so we had to wait. But we waited over an hour, and then we brought the teams back onto the floor. We warmed up and then finished the game. And, it was, it was
play after that.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
Greta says her mom helped do the CPR after that.
Yeah.
wow.
It was wild. Absolutely wild.
Wow. All right.
Greta, I did not know that. How did I not know this? What in the world? I feel like I've told you this story before. I didn't know. Huh. Let's talk about that today.
John, do you have a takeaway?
Rachel doesn't like runny eggs of any kind. It's just scrambled eggs. I can't do the eggs over easy, which is a crime against humanity even of itself, but we'll let it slide. It's fine. It's okay.
There you go. How about you, Peter?
I learned today that if you want to move anything, you just get 250 of your closest friends.
Yes.
There you go.
Pick it up and move it.
So you just stole mine, so I'm going to let that ride. I have the same
I don't
thought.
I don't know if it'd be 250 of what it had to be Amish, because I'm going to tell you right now, you get 250 of these local yokels out here, but you could have an absolute travesty just trying to get them to agree on which direction to go.
Yeah, well, the Amish probably just had to supply lunch, right? For doing this. If you got just 250 random people, the amount of alcohol you'd have to have
I was
to make
just
that.
going to say, you better bring a lot of beer.
It would be a lot more expensive. So
Megan Squires was the one. Holy cow! I'm learning so much today.
There you go.
What? Wow.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us today. We made it through a Tuesday. We'll be back tomorrow. I don't know who will be here. I don't know. Rachel, you be back tomorrow again?
Yep.
All right. Rachel will be here. John?
I'll be here.
Yeah. All right. So we got a full house tomorrow again. That's good. So anyway, everybody have a good Tuesday. It's going to rain a little bit. It's going to get windy tomorrow, but we'll be here.
Chance of thunder snow.
Chance of thunder snow.
They've been.
Exactly.
Thunder snow.
So, all right. Everybody have a good day.